will see my bloody tampon and know that I'm actually on my period. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Kimmy Kims. And today I'm coming to you guys with another story time. So this story time is basically when I dated a gay boy. I have no issues with the LGBT community. I have friends who are gay, I have friends who's lesbians, like boys, like girls, whatever. And I have no issue with them. The only time I have an issue is when you threaten me. Well, not threaten me, but when you lie and try to play me. So yeah, this is the time I dated a gay boy. If you want to see, make sure you stay tuned. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that bell so you'll be notified every time I upload another awesome video. Also, like this video and comment down below and follow me on all social medias. And yeah, if you're a candle lover, I'm also a candle lover. I love candles. I recently started like collecting candles. Like, I love scents. I love having my room smell good. And this one is apple cinnamon, and it's actually one of my favorite ones. So I just have it there burning to, you know, make the atmosphere cool and awesome. Anyway, let's get into the video. So a day I was on Facebook just randomly adding people. Now, I don't really add people on Facebook. It was just a time where I just wanted to meet new people and talk to new people, and I just wanted to rampage adding people that I don't know. And one of the people that I added, let's call him John. So I added John and a bunch of other people, and then John proceeded to message me on Facebook. So of course I responded, because the whole reason I was adding people on Facebook was to, you know, meet new people. So he responded and we just started talking, and you know, it was cool. Now, disclaimer, John is a white guy, so white. In case you didn't know, I've never dated any white guy. Well, technically him, but I have only been with black guys. All my boyfriends, ex-boyfriends are black. I've never been with a white person. So yeah, so we talked. It was going really good, and then John asked me out on a date. He's like, let's go to the cinema, let's go watch this movie. I totally forgot what movie it was. I don't even remember. And of course I agreed. He offered to pay. When he said he's gonna pay, I thought he meant like pay for the tickets and probably I buy the food, or you know, the snacks or whatever. So yeah, so the time comes for us to go to the cinema. I remember this well. It was a Saturday. I had just come from church, and I went to church with my friend. Big up Steven, he's probably watching this. We went to church together, and Steven is an Adventist, so of course I go to the Adventist church. I am not an Adventist. I am Catholic, as you could tell from my chains and stuff, but I do really love the Adventist church, and I try to go every Saturday to church. But I had just come from church, and then Steven had come to my house for lunch or whatever. So he was at my house eating. And me and John wanted to watch 2 movies that day. But I ended up telling John I'm on my way. Right? Really and truly, I was not on my way. I was at home with Steven, chilling or whatever. So me and John ended up missing the very first movie, which means we had to go see only one movie, which was okay. So I basically arrived late to our little movie date, our little whatever it was or whatever. So I finally arrived. He's a little upset that I'm late, but you know, he's very polite, very nice, and a very nice person, very sweet, which I like. And so he proceeds to pay for the tickets. We go in to watch the movies, and then he's like, he goes and buys snacks. So he's like, what soda do you want? I tell him the soda and whatever. This guy buys me the biggest popcorn, which is the extra, well, the large, because there's small, medium, and the biggest one, and the extra large drink, and worms, and M&Ms, which are my favorite snacks when I go to the cinema. When I go to the cinema, what's this? Oh, when I go to the cinema, I always try to get worms. These are my favorite snacks. So I was like, wow, every time I go to the cinema, if a guy on a date, they tend to buy me the littlest popcorn. And if you say, Lucia, you know what the little popcorn is, and the little drink, and you could tell that it's not me. Whenever I go to the cinema, I buy the biggest popcorn, the biggest drink. So it was very nice to see that he bought me the biggest popcorn, because at the time, whenever I would go out with a guy to the cinema, they would always buy me the smallest popcorn. So I'm like, wow, this dude is really trying. He's really trying. So then we end up going to watch the movie or whatever. But after the movie, he's like, let's go to dinner. It's he's like, let's go to my dad's restaurant. Oh no, he's like, let's go to my dad's hotel. Yeah, his hotel. His dad has a small hotel in the northern part of the island, kind of like by the ramp area there. So you probably know what hotel it is. So his dad has a small little hotel there, and we went to eat at one of the restaurants, and it was really nice. Like he and his brother and me, because his brother came and picked us up from the cinema, and then we all went up north, we ate, and then we came home. But at the hotel, the restaurant, he was very sweet. Like he's like, okay, what do you want to eat? He opened the door for me. He was holding my hand. It was extremely sweet because, like I said, I've never had anybody go out of their way like that for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of digging John. Me and John can go somewhere. But then after that, he drops me home or whatever. We keep communicating and stuff. John tells me that his brother said that I'm really pretty, and I felt myself, you know, because I've kind of always been insecure about myself because of the acne that I have, one, which I'm working on, and always being a little heavier. Like I've always been the bigger girl, and right now I'm actually the biggest that I've ever been. So I'm trying my best to work on that and to lose weight or whatever. But John was bigger than me, basically. So he's like, my brother said you look really cute or whatever. So I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, I really felt myself. My self-confidence went up when he told me this. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So me and John continue to speak. Then I don't know if you guys remember a time there's this app called Sarah or whatever, where basically somebody will send you a message anonymously and you'll have to respond. And the way we did it in St. Lucia was that when they send you the anonymous message, you post it on Facebook with a reply for the person to see. So basically everybody was doing it, and of course I was doing it too. So if somebody said they like to see me, I like, well, slide in my inbox, you know, if you like to see me, come talk to me or whatever. And this particular friend of mine who we did martial arts and self-defense with, he's a guy, he sent me an anonymous message, and he's like, oh my god, you're so cute, whatever, and he put his name, so I couldn't actually know who it is. So I responded, I'm like, oh, thanks babe, you know, and I put a nice little message, and then whatever. So when I put the nice message, all of a sudden John comes blasting at me. Now, I didn't know John had known my friend. Let's call my friend Alex. I didn't know John had known Alex, okay? Now, Alex is my friend, and Alex is also John's friend. So he's like arguing with me. Oh, you talking to me, but here you are telling people to slide in your inbox, and here you are talking to Alex, who's my friend. So I'm like, excuse me, stop. First of all, you and I are not in a relationship. We never said we're going to be together. We only went on one date at that time. And for in case you didn't know, people don't take Sahar or Stay or whatever seriously. Everybody was making a big joke out of it. So that's all I was doing, was just making a big joke out of it. And I kind of got really upset because I see that as a red flag, because he was kind of obsessive over me. What, you know? So I kind of blocked him then, because I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with somebody who gets on so in the beginning of whatever is going on between us, and you're ready to like argue with me for whatever reason because I posted something on Facebook. I was like, hell no, X you out. So apparently he went and told Alex something, but what he told me was that he just spoke to Alex, and Alex explained whatever it was to him. I didn't really believe what he told me about the Alex part, but I let that go. He did eventually come back and message me on another social media, I think it was Instagram, and I decided to unblock him and give him a second chance, because I believe in second chances, you know. That's me. I give second chances. So I'm like, whatever, cool. So we continued speaking or whatever, and then my friend, who's another guy, let's call him, God, I'll hold a guy first. Let's call him Shane, okay? So Shane works at Sandals, and basically they gave him a gift, which was a three-night stay, I think, at one of the hotels, because we arrived the Friday and we left the Monday. So Friday, Saturday nights, yeah. So we spent 3 nights at that hotel. So he invited me to go to be his plus one or whatever. So of course I accepted, because I am not gonna miss out on a time to have free drinks and eat free food. I am going. So I told him yes. I think we arrived at La Toc on like at around 9. Like, we arrived really late because we had so much things to do. It was last minute, so we arrived really late, so we didn't really have time to go to dinner at one of the restaurants. So we just went to dinner at the sports club there, whatever. So yeah, so I ended up going with my friend. Now, I told John that I was going, and around that time I had a really bad earache. Like, my ear was hurting so much, so much. So I told Sean, you know, before we arrived at the hotel, stop at the supermarket, let me get some painkillers for my ear, because I will not be able to have a good time, I'll not be able to have a fun time if I don't have painkillers for my ear. So he stops, he actually buys me the painkillers, which is really nice. Thank you, Sean. And then we arrive at the hotel. So at the hotel, I'm having a good ass time. I'm drunk, drinking jackeries the entire night. I'm seriously drunk. And then my ear started ringing really bad. Like, the amount of pills I was taking basically was not working. I would take pills and my ear will still seriously hurt. So of course I was telling John this, or because, you know, I'm talking to John, letting John know what's happening. And John agreed to take me to the doctor and he will pay for it. So I'm like, he was doing things to make me basically fall in love, because I've never experienced that before in life. I've never experienced a guy caring so much that they'll pay for me to go to the doctor, go see a doctor to see what's going on with me. I've never had that before. No guy ever has paid doctor for me, my doctor bills. Never. So it was kind of, you know, I was like, I was a little happy about that. So the very Saturday, it was a Saturday, I left the hotel in the afternoon to go to the doctor's office, and I came back. So I went to the doctor's office, which was up north, and I happened to know the doctor. He was the one who took out my tonsils when I was a little girl, Dr. Suraj. He's located up north. He's an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So I went to him or whatever, and John ended up paying $150 for my doctor visit. And of course, the doctor prescribed me medication. I think it was $150 or $200, I can't remember. And the doctor prescribed me medication, which came up to around $50 to $70. And then John bought me lunch, which was at the Chinese restaurant, which was about $40, because I ended up buying Chinese. So you could total how much money is John spent on me in one day.
And I was like, oh my god, like, I was seriously freaking out.
Because this guy had just sat there and spent over almost $300 on me, just like that. Like, being sincere, being a nice person, and I really started to like him, you know, because I'm always the kind of person that goes after personality. I've never ever gone after looks, like sexy guys, because John was not sexy. John was fat. John was not the cutest. Like, you not stop and watch John a second time. No. I've never ever dated, you know, cute guys. I've always dated people for personality and how they treat me. And I really liked how John treated me in the beginning. I was like, wow, like, this could seriously work out. Like, I could seriously see myself being in a committed relationship with this guy because of how he was treating me so early on into whatever that was going on with us. So I was excited or whatever. So then he pays a taxi. After he pays the $300 in total, he pays a taxi to take me from up north back to Latok. And that was about, I think, $60-$70, because taxis here are kind of expensive. And I think he paid $60-$70 to drop me back at the hotel. And I'm like, thank you. But what I ended up doing, I was such a bitch, I ended up paying bus, which was $2, and I saved the $70 for myself. But anyway, so fast forward, I leave the hotel with my friend, which I had a great ass time. We ate and drank endless, and I'm back home. And Jordan and I continue to speak, continue to develop whatever is going on between us. Note well, he never asked to be in a relationship with me. We have never crossed that bridge. So I was just enjoying his company, and he was enjoying mine. So his mom ended up leaving the island for, I think, 2 weeks. Now, his mom never used to allow them to have friends over. He always brought her to have friends over. So they invited all their friends over when she... And, yeah, so John's house has a pool. Now, if you know me, I love swimming. I'm like a fish in water. I mean, I'm scared of sea water because of current or whatever, but I really, really love the water. I love being in water. So when he offered for me to come swimming, I never said no. I'm like, yes, baby, I'm coming. I'm definitely coming because I want to go swimming. So we agreed upon a day, and then he and his driver come gets me. Yes, he has a driver. John has a driver. So John and his driver come get me. So before that, I was packing. Note well, I had my period that particular day. I was on my period, and I was kind of happy I was on my period because, yeah, I was on my period. So I made sure to pack tampons and all the stuff that I needed to go in the water to ensure I could go in the water because, you know, I had my little tampon on. So we arrived at his house. He lives in Cape State. It was like a 20-minute drive from my house to his because there's a bit of traffic on the road or whatever. So we finally arrive. First thing I do is go in his room, put on my stuff. I already had my swimsuit under me, so I just, you know, I didn't have to change or anything, you know, in front of him. And then we went in the pool. So he's like, do you want some wine? I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, what kind of wine do you like? I love white wine. I'm sorry, white wine is my thing. And he said, okay, here I have white wine. He goes in the fridge, he opens it, he brings 2 wine glasses, and we're in the pool. Now it's around sunset, so the sun is almost down, so the ambience is really nice. So we're in the pool, we're swimming, we're drinking the wine, and it's very romantic. Like, I had never ever felt that way for a guy. I'm like, wow, like, I don't know, the mood he set up was so sweet, so romantic. Like, I really had liked it. And I'm like, I've never ever experienced that in my life with any guy. So I'm like, I could really like this guy. I could really be ready to be with this guy or whatever. So he leaned in for a kiss, and of course I kissed him because I don't know if I was drunk or whatever on that wine, but I was feeling myself at that point. So I kissed him back or whatever. So we're kissing in the pool. And then his brother comes with his friends. They end up taking our wine bottle. I'm like, seriously, hoes? They end up taking our wine bottle. And then I just got out of the pool because it was starting to get cold. It was dark at that point. And yeah, I got out of the water. And then I went to the bathroom, I changed, took off my tampon, put a fresh tampon on. I went in his room. Now, before I even went to his house, I told him, in order for me to come to your house, I will need to use your phone because at that time, my iPhone 5S had just damaged. Basically, a technician had ended up damaging my phone, so I was phoneless until I got a new phone. So at that particular time, I had no phone. So I told him the only way I'm coming to your house is if I have your phone where I could sign into Instagram, sign into Facebook, so I'm able to talk to people, you know, be active at his house or whatever, social. Yeah. So he gives me the phone, and I'm sitting there. I think he leaves me at this point and goes check on food for us to eat, and I'm on the phone. Now, whilst on the phone, something pops into my head to go check the conversation with him and Alex. Remember, Alex was the guy that went to martial arts and self-defense class with me, and John had went and, you know, blast him for talking to me or whatever. So something just popped into my head and told me, like, go check the conversation with him and Alex. I don't know if it was God or something, but I said, you know what, let me go check that conversation on Facebook, honey. And that's exactly what I did. And in that conversation, I scroll up, and then basically John blasts Alex like, why are you talking to Kimmy and this and that, and she's my girl? And then Alex is like, your girl? Because Alex knew I was not in a relationship. I knew Alex previously, and I told him, Alex, I'm single, you know, Kimany's single, you know, single. And basically Alex is like, what, you're together? And then he's like, yeah, me and Kimmy are together, but this bitch is here telling guys to come in her inbox. I was like, what did you call me? You called me a bitch? Now at this point I was shocked because I've never ever heard John use these kind of words in his vocabulary. John was always a sweet guy, and I had really liked John because he had treated me so well. He was so sweet. One, he was bullied in school. A lot. My sister told me, because they went to the same school or whatever. And my sister told me he was always bullied in school. And so, you know, that made me get closer to him. So I thought he was a good guy, you know, a very sincere, sweet, genuine guy. And then it turns out to be that he was not, because Harry is calling me a bitch. So I'm like, wow, I was shocked at this point. I mean, I was like, wow, this dude just called me a bitch. And my friend was actually the one like, don't call her bitch, you know, if you're together, just talk to her and this and that. He's like, I don't know, she blocked me, and this bitch, he called me bitch a second time. And I was like, wow. But it was really nice to see my friend Alex kind of like defend me in that whole scenario or whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'm a bitch, fine. Now, he always used to tell me that his best friend, who happens to be a girl, would tell him, don't be with me, and she thinks that I'm not the one for him. Now, note well, I have never met his best friend in my life. I don't know his best friend. I don't know she existed. She doesn't know I existed. So it made me think like, if some people who don't know each other, why would she say not to be with me, or she doesn't think I'm right for you? If she doesn't know anything about me, it means you would have to told her something for her to say what she said, because she doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know Kimani. Kimani don't know her little Asian ass. So I said, you know what? Let me go read the conversation between him and his best friend. So now I go through the conversation on WhatsApp with him and the best friend, and I'm scrolling up. And basically, I see where he tells a girl again. He tells the girl the same thing he tells Alex. And he's basically calling me a bitch and this and that. Now, then he says, it's a good thing because James, his brother name is James. This is his real brother's name, James. So you probably might know who the hell I'm speaking about. James and him. So you'll probably know. So his brother name is James, and then he tells his best friend, which is the Asian whore. She takes pictures all around. He basically tells her that it's a good thing. No, he said John said that James, his brother, said that, oh, he can do better, meaning he can do better than me, Kimani. I was like, what, baby? Don't you not see yourself? Because listen, John was not the prettiest guy, honey. I've told you already. I haven't dated the sexiest guys in the world, okay? John was ugly. John had
Was acne than me. John was fat as fuck and ugly. John was ugly as fuck. So I'm like, I can do better, baby. Me, Kimani, can do better than your old fat ass. Yes, I can do better. You should be thankful that I'm talking to you. You should be happy that somebody of my caliber is talking to you.
So after I see that message, I'm like, wow, this dude just basically lied to me. Your brother said, you just told your best friend that your brother said he could do better, meaning you could do better, but you told me to my face that your brother said I was really pretty and go for it. So I'm like, you basically portraying yourself to be somebody different. You acting one way with your peeps and you're acting one way with me. Oh, okay. So then after I see that message, I continue to scroll in the chat. And basically, I see a message the same day that I was at the house, like earlier before I came to the house. And he's basically telling her, I'm getting laid tonight. He said, I am getting laid tonight. I was like, with who? Can't be me. Because I'm somebody, I have morals and standards, okay? Kimani has standards, Kimani has morals. I don't want to be sleeping around with people that I don't really know. I don't have sex also, like I have to be in a relationship for me to actually have sexual relations, whatever. And it even takes me a while, even when I'm in a relationship, to have sex with somebody. So I'm like, if you thought that me and you were gonna have sex, you are wrong. Because first of all, we never discussed that. So how are you gonna tell your friends that you are getting laid tonight when you and I didn't even speak about us having sex in the first place? So I'm like, that just shows me you're very immature, one. Two, you just go and blah blah your mouth to everybody, any little thing. You're talking to this person, talking to this bad person. And I really don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who is so I'm like, I was like, wow, I'm getting laid. It seems Kimani's having sex tonight. So then I continue in the convo. I go a little lower. And basically, they were talking about relationships or something like that. And I can't remember how it started. Like, I really wish I'd screenshot it and send the messages to myself. But I didn't do that. I really wish that I freaking did. And so basically, he said, I don't know, they were talking about relationship. And he basically says, good thing I am bisexual.
He said, good thing I am bisexual.
Guys, at this point, I was shook. I was shooketh. I was done. Like, I'm like, yo. I'm like, you mean I've been parading around going places with somebody who's bisexual? And the thing is that other people knew, because my sister would tell me they would make fun of him, and he would tell me they would make fun of him, telling him he's gay and this and that, and he's not that way or whatever. So I'm like, if you know you're gay and you like sucking and fucking dingalings, let that be known. We live in a different world, a different culture now. Put that out there. Get out of the closet and express that to people. Because if I knew you were bisexual, honey, I would not entertain you. Maybe somebody else will be okay with their partner fucking men, but I am not okay with that. So I was really sad. Like, I felt, I was just shocked, basically, because I didn't even see the signs that this guy was gay. I really thought that he was a sweet person, very nice, and it's not a problem for him being gay, but I am just not going to be somebody who's gay, who's bisexual. It's not me. So I'm like, wow, this guy has never expressed that to me. And I really wish I had looked at the signs, because there was a time he did send me his penis. And I have the pictures. He sent me his penis, and basically he sent me a picture of his ass. Note well, I don't send out pictures of my body parts. That's on me, so he never got anything. But he sent me a picture of his white ass. Now, I didn't take it for nothing. I just said, oh, probably that's a white guy thing, because I don't know about white people. I don't know what you're into. I don't know if you like your butts. Ugh, I don't know. So I didn't take it as anything. But what grown man sent a girl his ass? A picture of his ass. His
hairy ass.
So I really wish I had seen it as a sign. And what I did was, basically, after I read that message, I just deleted I went on my Facebook, I deleted my conversation with him, which means he has nothing, no convo of me. And then I deleted also on Instagram, and I gave him back his phone. And I gave him back his phone. Now, at that point, I was ready to go home. I didn't want to stay in this household. Now, note well, I was very calm, very sweet, very loving, because I know I'm in this person's household. I don't know how this person acts. Next thing he thinks, he's gonna stab me and throw me over the bush or in the water to die, and nobody knows where my body is. No, I was gonna be very polite and very sweet. So I'm like, I'm ready to go home. So he goes upstairs, tells his brother that I'm ready, and basically his brother says he's not dropping me. I'm like, guys, I want to go at my home. So I proceed to message my sister, and she's like, tell them you're sick, you're not feeling well, you need to go home. So I said, okay. And then I remember, oh yes, I am on my period, so that's the perfect excuse to use, because I'm on my period. Which I didn't know that's wrong to say. Apparently when you tell guys they're on their period, they believe you're not on your period. But I really was at that time. So he goes upstairs, tells his brother, and he comes back and he's like, oh, James doesn't believe you. So I proceed to tell John, like, do you want me to pull out my panty, pull out this tampon, and you breathe it for James? Because I'm not a nasty hoe, but I could definitely do it one time just to prove to you guys that I'm actually on my period and I want to go at my fucking home. So he's like, oh, he's not chopping me, but I could get you some painkillers, and I could get you some tampons, and I'll just make my driver drop you home tomorrow. So I'm like, you know what, fine. Now all this time I'm trying to message my friends who have rides to come pick me up, but nobody could have come at that time, and I didn't want to message my dad. Nobody freaking couldn't come. So I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna stay up. I stayed up for the entire time. I just stayed on his computer. I spoke to my a dude I was talking to at the time also, because when I'm dating somebody, if I'm not official with that person, I'm not serious. When I mean I'm not official, I'm not going to give you all of me. So I'm not going to be like, I'm chopping all my hoes for you because you and I are dating. No. If I'm in a relationship, then I'll do that. So I still was talking to other people, getting to know other people. So a guy who had at that time, who I no longer speak to because he's a nasty hoe also, I stayed up speaking to him. He stayed up speaking to me. I stayed up speaking to my sister. So I was entertained the entire night until the driver came. So then I went to the bathroom to change my tampon, and I basically took out my bloody tampon. I opened the bin and I dropped the tampon in. I didn't wrap it in no tissue. I didn't wrap it in no wrapper. I just dropped it in. So whoever opens the trash will see my bloody tampon and know that I'm actually on my period, because nobody want to believe me. Now I'm not trying to be nasty. That seriously is not me. But I had to show these guys that, hey, I want my period, I want to go home. So I dropped the nasty tampon in there. I left the wrapper on the dresser, and I put the clean tampon in, and I left it like that on the counter. So they could actually see that Kimani's on her period. They could see that Kimani is seriously bleeding. So in the morning, I guess, I don't know, he got up. I don't know if James told him he saw the tampon or whatever, and get this girl out of here, get this girl out of here. I don't know if he did that, but he proceeds to call the driver. John proceeds to call the driver to come get me. So the driver comes. I'm in the vehicle or whatever. And then John comes out and he's talking to the driver. So I'm like, can you please hurry up so I can go home? And John tells the driver, oh yeah, she got her period. She's not feeling well, so I'm just gonna let her go home. I'm like, why the fuck are you telling the driver that I am on my period? The whole world needs to know Kimani's bleeding today? I felt so embarrassed. I felt so disgusting because it made me feel like I was some hoe coming to fuck him, and then I get my freaking period and now he cannot fuck me, so he's upset. I felt like a hoe, but if only the driver knew. But I didn't say nothing. I just sat there fuming because I couldn't believe I got myself into this fucked up situation. I always get myself into fucked up situation with men. So I'm like, when I got home, I blocked him. I didn't message him. I blocked him on Facebook. I blocked him on Instagram. And from since that day, I have never seen him. I've never spoken to him. Kimani has never heard from him. Kimani doesn't want to see him because if Kimani see him, she's gonna bust him in the fucking face. I'm not gonna bust him in the face. But it's just that I just don't appreciate that. One, you're very immature, you're gay, and you're trying to fuck me, trying to be with me, but you like men. I didn't appreciate it, but yeah, guys, that was a time when I kind of dated a gay guy, and it was not the best. And that was actually my very first time dating a white guy also. So I kind of have a bad vibe about dating white people because I feel like they're all the same. I do have white friends, like white guy friends that do like me, but I don't know, but majority of them are not even in St. Lucia, so it will never work out. But I don't know if I could ever give a white guy a chance again. I just love black guys. I'm just gonna stick with my black men. But anyway, guys, that's the time I dated a gay boy and I dated a white boy, and that's my story time. Anyway, I'm your girl Kimmy Kim, and I'm signing